Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Good morning. How are you? I have missed you. I haven't been here in a couple of months, and like everybody else, right, I'm human, and life's been handing it to me on a silver platter, so I'm doing my best to navigate it all, and sometimes it takes me away from here, so I'm happy to be back. You know, every time I come here, I don't know who's going to say what to me or what's happening in everybody's lives. And every time I prepare a talk, I come up here and it seems that it's the right thing to be talking about after I'm speaking with everybody. And first, the title of the talk is to take off your spiritual mask. And before there's any confusion about that, I just want to maybe just briefly say what that means to me. I think about a lot of how we feel separate from each other and why we feel separate from each other, why we feel different, like we don't fit in. And I had a teacher once that said the basic need of every human being is to be accepted and loved, just as they are. And I think we're searching for that our whole lives. And in spirituality, it can be quite confusing about what path to take, which path allows us to be our truest self, which path allows us to find our tribe that accepts us just as we are. And we, I'm sure, collectively here have been down millions of paths trying to find that. And at the end of the day, when I think about this, when I say taking off my mask, I mean, you don't have to be anybody but who you are. And if you're not welcome, that's not your tribe. Right? So, and if you're not welcomed, that is not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on them and the person that feels that they don't want you in their circle, or whatever it is. I've been down on some crazy spiritual paths, trying to find what we say is enlightenment. And I prefer to think of a word instead of enlightenment as enrealment, right? Of being real at every moment of the day, of being my truest self, not my highest self. And the reason I say that is because sometimes when we say, I want to be my highest self, it's like it's lofty, it's somewhere up here, it seems unattainable most days. But what if every day you could just be your truest self? And if your truest self today meant, I'm angry. Today I'm angry. What if that's okay? That's being spiritual, right? Being yourself in every moment is being spiritual, because spirit is inside of you. It's not separate of you. So you're spiritual at every moment of every day that you're breathing and when you're not, right? You are spirit. It can't be separated from you. So to say, I am less spiritual today because I got mad at someone is a crazy thought, right? I'm not less spiritual because I got angry. I'm not less spiritual because I can't forgive. I'm more spiritual if I'm allowing my feelings to come up, feeling them, recognizing that I have them, and doing something about them, right? What we don't want to ever do is, if you've heard me talk before, I say it a lot, We need to be able to feel our feelings without having any shame given to us or feeling shameful about being who we actually are. And sometimes we aren't comfortable sharing things about ourselves in certain circles. We don't know how we'll be received. What I do know is that after I heard about last week's talk with Larry, what I know is that he let you in on the most human part of himself, and you accepted him with love and open arms, which is all anybody wants. And at the same time, because he shared a story that was so personal to him, it allowed other people to share their stories too, with comfortableness, with no fear, with knowing that they would be accepted and loved the same. And so sometimes being spiritual means being exactly what you are at this very moment, so that other people have permission to feel the way they feel too. Because if we're constantly saying, and I am a huge proponent of affirmations, please don't take what I'm about to say as like, don't have affirmations. But if I walk around all day with, I'm good, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm good, and my internal self is feeling like I want to hit something, that isn't living in truth, right? To be truthful, or to be living in your truth, to be your realest, most human self, means to be able to feel that way and to say, today's not a good day. I don't feel well. Because when you say that, you acknowledge it. When you acknowledge it, it takes power away from the thing that has control over you at the moment. So if you acknowledge and say, I see you, I get it, I feel you, I know that you're living here right now, but I'm going to do something about it, right? I'm going to face with you. We have a saying, I teach Naam yoga. It's a very particular way of, it's meditation basically, but we always say, birds of challenge fly over everyone's head. The only thing you have to be responsible for is to not let it make a nest in your hair. Right? Meaning, we all have challenges. It's part of being human. They're never going to end, by the way. As long as I see you and you see me, we're going to go through something that's uncomfortable, challenging, difficult, and not something we ever wanted. But what we do know is that when we walk through it with courage and determination to face it and come out the other end, it doesn't last very long. It's when we hold on to something that it gains more power. When you try to control or manipulate the situation the way that you want the outcome to be, right? We cannot control an outcome sometimes. We can do our best to shift it the way we want to go. But like Herschel said in his thing, sometimes we just need to breathe and relax, right? And let the thing that we're trying to change or control or manipulate, let it know that we see it, we love it, we're here, and we're just going to breathe and see what happens, right? For every challenge that you have in life, if it found a door in, we can find the door out, right? Nothing is permanent. Nothing. The only thing permanent is the spirit that lives within you. It is eternal, right? Everything else, impermanent, which means every condition is impermanent, right? We only know what we know. We only know what we can see. I had a discussion earlier with Tina that we only see 10% of what's happening around us. And 90% is happening on another level that we don't recognize, see, or can't fathom. But there are forces at work all day long for our benefit. We are never left alone. And so to be spiritual means to have some faith and trust that life at this very moment, even though it sucks, right? It may suck. Yeah. And it's one of my favorite words. And so, and it may suck at this moment, but it's not staying, and it won't suck for long, and it can change at any moment without notice, right? And so to be spiritual means to take the mask off and stop trying to be something you're not in face of other people, to get them to love you, to get them to like you, to get them to see you, because I see you no matter what's happening, And what I see is not the struggle that's on the outside. What I see is the light and the heart and the love that lives within. What I see is your wanting to be goodness in the world. What I see is you wanting to be light for each other. What I see is a community full of support. And so the struggles aren't who we are, right? That stuff is just stuff that we have to deal with, unfortunately. But it doesn't define who we are. It doesn't make up what's in my heart and soul. So there was a teacher, his name was Yogi Bhajan, and he said once that God is in all or God is in nothing. So that at some point we have to recognize that that force, whatever you call it, is in everything that we do, even the struggle. That we are not forgotten. We weren't given it because we're being punished, and we weren't given it because we did anything wrong on any level in any lifetime. I don't care what you tell me. You haven't done anything wrong. You are perfectly you right now, just the way you were supposed to be, the way you were designed to be, and it doesn't make mistakes. Do you understand? Nothing is a mistake. No part of you is a mistake. You have no flaws. I mean, I have some, but you don't have any. I totally have some. But I'm working on acceptance of them, right? I said to a student, I forgot something yesterday. It kind of took me down. I put the wrong date in my calendar, and I was supposed to be somewhere yesterday doing a class for a group of women, and I had it in for next week, and I was in the middle of a whole nother gig yesterday, and I got this text message, and it said, maybe you're not coming. We thought you were coming, but maybe you've decided. And I went, oh my God. And for about an hour and a half, I internally beat myself up. I mean, I was like, I was hanging, and somebody was just about how stupid could I have been that I forgot something that was so important to a group of women that were waiting for me for a month. I mean, I just went on and on and on. And then I wrote her and said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had it in my calendar. I took a picture of my calendar. I was like, see, I'm not lying. And like the whole thing, because my mind went into this space of like, you're no good. She's not going to believe you. Why would she believe you? Right? And so I took a picture of the calendar, like wrote 1,000 text messages with 1,000,000 words, and she didn't answer me back. And I was like, oh my God, she's not answering me. And at the moment I felt as low as I could possibly get. Like I had disappointed someone so badly that they had written me off. I have known her for 12 years, by the way, so she knows me and my flaws. And she wrote back and she said, no problem. I let a meditation come next week. And I went, okay. So I wrote back and I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for your patience and your grace and your understanding, because I was literally tearing myself apart. And you know what she said? You taught us better than that. Wow. And so it was like, oh no. I was like, oh, I just got schooled on my own teachings, which was like, that's a wake-up call, right? So if you're going to allow it for someone else, you have to allow it for yourself as well. If I hold space for you to be your authentic self and you want to cry, scream, kick, and hit a wall, and I'm standing there going, have at it, I have to be able to feel I have the same right? Not that I'm going to hit you or kick you, but that I may just have a breakdown one day. Like it's too much. Everything's too much to handle. And so in order to be spiritual, right, to be the living embodiment of spirit, that's what it means. It doesn't mean a particular path. It doesn't mean there's one that's better than the other. It means to be the embodiment of the living spirit, right, of that force of goodness and love, to have it in every moment of every day, even in the shit. Yes, do you understand? It's never leaving you. You at every moment are the most beautiful, magnificent thing that was ever created. That's the truth about who we are. And so I know there is a lot going on in this community, and I came with a plan, but I'm changing it right now because I want to support the community. And there's a song, Jan, I'm switching everything. I know, and I'm so sorry to do that to you. But there's a song that's called Hue. It's H-U. It should be the last one in the slide. So if you don't know anything about Naam Yoga, we do very particular breath practices and mantra repetition to create specific energy in the body and in the mind, to kind of dissolve challenges on a whole nother level, right? On an almost etheric level, so on the astral plane, so that they can't manifest into the physical plane for us. And there is a sound. We are called humans, right? And the word Hu means God. That's its translation, by the way. And so we are God-man, right? I am God and man at the same time. I can't be separated from the thing that created me. So we sing Hu, right? Which is just Hu. And we sing it like it's just loud. Now, whenever your breath capacity ends, you start again, which means everybody will be singing at a different time, okay? And when we sing Hu, it is the most powerful, profound healing energy that we could give each other. And so we want to fill the room with it today, because there are some people that need to be supported today, and some people that need to know that they're held in love while they're going through whatever the challenge is that they're going through. So if you're comfortable with it, and if you're not, that's fine, right? Everything's good. If you put your left palm up and your right palm down, this is what we call, it's a mudra, hand posture. It's called Aleph, right? Aleph is a Hebrew word for the beginning point, the creation point, the initiate point. And when we do the mudra, we're asking for everything to start over again in perfection, okay? Now, you can hold hands this way if you feel like it. They can just set on each other's hands. And if that's not a place you want to be today, then you can just let your hands left up, right down. And we're just going to sing Hu and try and just fill the room with healing. Is that okay? Okay. So, yeah, thank you, my love. So take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then for a moment, just close your eyes and see this entire room flooded in the brightest light you can possibly imagine. See everyone at their best, which means healthy, whole, happy, supported, and loved. See yourself the same way, completely healthy, completely whole, integrated and divine, real and true. And see yourself surrounded in the brightest light you can imagine. And we're going to sing Hu, and however long you can hold the sound, let that happen, and then take another inhale whenever you need to and start all over again. Inhale. Hu. Hu. heart, same sound to yourself now. Wherever you are, finish one more. Take a deep inhale. Now hold your breath and smile. Exhale. Take your hands, sweep from your throat down to your heart. And we do this so that that word lives within you, so that you remember who you are at all times, even in the midst of a struggle, or even in the midst when you don't know who you are. There's truth in you. And then shake your hands. Everybody okay? Yeah. Okay. You good? Good. It's a great sound to use whenever you're feeling like you're not yourself. And whenever you're feeling like you need to be connected to something greater. You know, I have you know that sticker that's on the back of the car? I didn't know what it was until recently, and I was like, ooh, I don't like that. It kind of triggered me a little bit. It says, he is greater than I. Have you ever seen that sticker? It's like he, and then the greater symbol, and then I. Meaning that, like, God is greater than I. But I don't believe it. I believe that you're as great as you are, because it lives within you, right? So when I say when you need to be connected to something greater, I mean the stronger parts of yourself, the part in you that knows that anything's capable, that you can do anything, that nothing's impossible, right? That part of you. We all have that part. You know when you're in it, right? You're like, ooh, the world is mine. And then when you're not in it, you feel like, you know, doing the laundry is the hardest thing in the entire world. So there was another teacher, his name was Jack Cornfield, and he used to say, after the ecstasy, the laundry. Meaning that you have to find the ecstasy even in the laundry. That it can't just be the state of bliss that we live in, that there has to be bliss in the every common day things, right? In the being human, in the being a person of the world, right? We are here. We can't do anything about it. And sometimes we want to leave, right? Because life gets too difficult and life is too challenging and it's just too painful and I just don't want to be here anymore today. And so I hide out or I do all sorts of things that kind of... oh yeah, everyone else is faking. So in order to be connected, there are some sounds that you can use. Hu is one of them. The other one is Om. So simple, right? It's the life force within you. So simple. So at any time, just remember that. But I wrote something, and I'd like you to repeat after me so that it can live within you. Is that okay? Yes. Okay. So we're going to rub our palms, because we rub our palms, it generates life force within us. And you can put your hands wherever you would like on your own self, your physical body. If it's your mind that needs to be quieted today, if it's your heart that needs to know it's loved, if there's a part of your body that aches, right, we're going to just kind of give it some force, give it some light. So wherever that is for you. And you can repeat after me. I am a creation of the divine.
I am a creation of the divine.
I'm going to celebrate who I am.
I'm going to celebrate who I am.
Without hiding.
Without hiding.
Without wearing a mask.
Without wearing a mask.
And without omitting.
And without omitting.
What I perceive as flaws.
What I perceive as flaws.
My individuality. And my quirks. Are what makes me beautiful. I am not going to. Dim my light for anyone. If it ends up being too much
If it ends up being too much
for some people,
for some people,
I will tell them to put on sunglasses.
I will tell them to put on sunglasses.
I'm going to walk tall
I'm going to walk tall
and be proud of who I am,
and be proud of who I am,
of all of my triumphs,
of all my triumphs,
of all of my struggles,
of all my struggles,
of my beauty and pain,
of my beauty and pain.
my love, my light.
I love my life.
All of it
All of it
has made me who I am.
has made me who I am.
I am not too wild.
I'm not too wild.
I am not too sensitive.
I am not too sensitive.
I am not too much,
I am not too much.
too complicated,
Too complicated.
too intense,
Too intense.
too hard to handle,
Too hard to handle.
too emotional,
Too emotional.
too opinionated,
Too opinionated.
or crazy.
Or
I may infuriate others
I may
with my light and boldness,
with my light and boldness,
with my fire
with my fire
and my love.
and my love.
But what they don't understand
But what they don't understand
is I am allowing myself
is I am allowing myself
to be my whole self,
to be my whole self,
not just parts.
not just parts.
It's time
It's time
to give myself
to give myself
permission
permission
to shine
to shine
like a diamond,
like a diamond,
because I know that's what I am.
because I know that's what I am.
It's time,
It's time,
and I'm going to radically accept
and I'm going to radically accept
and love myself.
and love myself.
I am magical.
I am magical.
I am the perfect mixture
I am the perfect mixture
of so many moving parts.
of so many moving parts.
I hold my head up high,
I hold my head up,
my messy hair and all,
my messy hair and all,
and I claim my true identity.
and I claim my true identity.
I know who I am in truth.
I know who I am in truth.
I know what I am in truth.
I know what I am in truth.
I know how I serve in truth.
I know how I serve in truth.
Because of this,
Because of this,
I am free.
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 Inhale. Exhale. Good. Shake your hands. You okay? We good?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to do one more meditation?
Yes.
Is that okay? Oh, do I have to stop? No. Oh, okay. You just go like this. If I start talking once in a while, I keep going. And as a young person, my dad used to say, "Take a breath." That meant I was talking too much. So if you ever think that's happening, just say, "Take a breath." Okay, I think let's do. It says Hari Naam. Is that? There's a mantra. Its sole purpose is to bring us joy. Its sole purpose is to unlock our potential. Its sole purpose is to unlock healing. Its sole purpose, right, is to have me be an integrated whole human being. And so Hari Naam. Can you see that?
You're not that tall.
I know. But I have boots on today. And so I'm like 3 inches taller than I normally am. So to me, it's being gigantic. So repeat after me. Hari Naam Satanam. Hari Naam Hari. Hari Naam Satanam. Satanam Hari. Okay, Har, H-A-R, and any derivative of Hari, Hare, Hare. Har, it means the remover of obstacles. It is the aspect of creation that removes darkness and obstacles, right? So when we sing Hari Naam Satanam, Satanam means I am the truth. That's its literal translation. I am the truth. So Hari Naam, meaning I am going to remove the obstacle that keeps me from seeing the truth of who I am. Okay? Hari Naam Satanam, Satanam Hari. So all we're going to do is, because the brain doesn't know if we're actually happy or not, we're going to clap every time we sing. Okay? That's all I want to do today, is I want to clap and create a little joy. Is that okay? All right. So at some point, if you feel like you want to clap to each other, it's a good thing too. It's a spreading of energy. But we'll sing some Hari Naam Satanam for just a couple of minutes and kind of get into a space of joy. Okay. Thanks, my love. So rub your palms. And then inhale your arms up. Hold your breath and smile as big as you can. And when I say exhale, you're going to bust out laughing. Exhale! Ah! Oh, you need to try that again. No. Inhale up. Bust out laughing. Ah! Okay. So we're going to listen for the first time. Okay? You can turn it up a little bit. There you go. Okay? So, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam. Let's give ourselves some love, so it's going to go like this. Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam. Heal your heart. Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari. Last minute. Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Satanam, Satanam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Harinam Hari, Harinam Satanam, Satanam. Good. Inhale, raise your arms up. Hold the breath, smile again as big as you can. The brain thinks you're happy, even if you're not. And then laugh out loud. Good. Okay. Last thing, if you would, turn to someone. Doesn't matter who they are. And all you have to do is say to them, I see you in your truest light, with the love in your heart, and the divine being that lives within you. You are always held in love. Thank you.